Hey guys, what's up fellow citizens of the world? Jordan Patrick here and welcome back to my channel. This has been almost a year since I posted my last video. For those of you who have been around, you know that I've been working for the Paris Olympics the last year. So now that that's over, it's time for me to help you guys move to France, so let's jump into that. On y va, c'est parti!
For those of you who are new to my channel, here's a quick recap. I'm Jordan Patrick, French American, now living in Paris after 4 years in Limoges, which is the French countryside. I started my channel during lockdown in 2020 to pass the time and fell in love with the creative process. I make videos on European and American travel, French culture, the ins and outs of life abroad, language learning, and the French citizenship process. Follow me on Instagram to check my stories to know when new videos are coming out on Sunday evenings, and sit back and enjoy the production.
I must say, it's actually really nice to be back in front of the camera again, because I used to make videos once or twice a week, especially when I was living in Limoges and I first moved back to Paris. But now that I've been in Paris for a few years, I haven't had the time to really sit and talk to you guys. You know, in Emily in Paris, they talk about how the French don't work or they don't work hard, but that is totally untrue, especially here in Paris. Like, people work their asses off, including me this past year. We're working long hours, we're working sometimes on the weekend. So although we do like our holidays and our time off, we also are very dedicated to our work. So do not take Emily in Paris for your experience if you do move here. So I've been receiving a lot of DMs in the last 2.5 years, kind of asking me for advice on how to move to France, or if they could schedule a meeting with me to then talk about how to come to France. And the thing is, I posted this video about EasyStart 2.5 years ago, and I was working with them briefly, helping people to move to France and find them different apartments or houses. And I've kind of done my best to respond, or at least to give some sort of advice, but I have no longer been taking calls. But that is changing now. So I have rejoined with EasyStart now as an ambassador, here to kind of answer any questions that you might have, but also to help redirect you in the direction that you need to go. EasyStart is a great company. I've now had relations with them for over 3 years. It is probably the best resource that you can have in order to move to France and it be the most relaxing experience possible. So let me tell you more about EasyStart. But first, I have a question that I want to ask all of you. Feel free to write in the comments down below. But have you ever felt overwhelmed by thinking about moving abroad, or really just picking up your life and going somewhere completely unknown to you? Have you ever felt that you don't really know where to start, or maybe that you don't know how to find housing, you don't know if you need a visa or how the visa works, whether it's short-term or long-term? If you have had any of these questions, then I've been there. I know exactly what you mean, how you feel, because I was in that exact same position in 2013. Before moving to France, I really didn't know anyone who had moved to Europe before me. No one in my family had a passport, so I was the first in my family to even apply. I didn't really have anyone I could lean on to for any sort of advice on the subject. So that's why I ended up spending hours upon hours at Barnes & Noble almost every day, just kind of researching about France. How does the visa process work? Where are the best neighborhoods to live in Paris? Kind of like what to avoid, or how does the administration thing work? Like, if I get there, am I able to have another visa after that, or do I have to go home? You know, like, all of these questions were things that I had to kind of research on my own. But the good thing about EasyStart is that they do pretty much all the hard work for you, and they really work with you as a partner, trying to accomplish anything that you want to achieve. Pretty much everyone that works on the EasyStart team has been there before. So it would, just like me, I've been there, I've done that, I know the process. I really wish that EasyStart would have been around for me back in the day, because I was lost when I first moved here. Like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I knew I needed a bank account, but you kind of need to have a housing before a bank account. You can't have housing without a bank. Like all these little things that make France so special. All these things are kind of taken care of by EasyStart. So whether or not you want to come here as a student, you want to bring your family because you found a job, if you want to work remote or you already work remote and you want to move here and live kind of like that nomad lifestyle, all of these are possible, and we can help guide you the way that you need to go, and also to help fill out the forms that are necessary when it comes to applying for a bank or finding housing. Like, that's one of the hardest things to do, especially here in Paris. But people of the team work with you to see, okay, what types of housing are you looking for? Are you looking for a 1-bedroom? Are you looking for a studio? What's your budget? What kind of neighborhood do you want to live in? Are you available to do visits, or would you like us to do visits for you? We're working with you just as a friend, and we really want to get to know you on a personal level. And so working with EasyStart, I really wish that this would have been a resource back in the day, but they've been around now since 2020. And we're available now to start helping and working with you one-on-one, so you can be more excited about moving to Paris rather than stressed or overwhelmed or anxious. None of that. Leave that at the door and let us take on the hard work for you. So one of the most popular questions that I've received through Instagram has been really about nomad lifestyle. So anyone who's familiar with social media and who's on there, we see digital nomads that are kind of all over the world. And so a lot of people have been asking me, hey, how easy is it to move to France? Can I do that if I'm employed in the US? Can I still move to France without needing a work visa? And the answer is yes. All you need is the entrepreneurial talent visa. As long as you can prove that you are making enough money to support yourself here in France, then you can apply for this visa and it be good for 1 year, and then maybe the potential to continue growing. But it doesn't just stop there. Also, if you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to start a company in France, that's also another possibility. As long as you can show that you have a business plan, that you have revenue, then the world is your oyster. That's so cliche to say, but it's totally true, and that applies here in France as well. EasyStart is not a cut the corner, we're going to cheat the system, anything like that. Not at all. EasyStart really takes on all the administrative tasks. They don't leave you to guess anything. So it's really a friendly partnership, and there's no cutting corners. They are being 100% honest and legal through the administrative process. They are going to handle it all. So you just sit back, relax, and enjoy the service. However, going the traditional working for a French company in France route, although it's not impossible, it's also harder to come by because you need to be sponsored by a company. So if that's something that you find before moving here, then you won't need all of the services, but maybe just finding the housing, getting the bank set up, also getting your health security, this is super important, helping with the visa process. All of these are within your possibilities working with EasyStart, but going the traditional routes of finding a French job, that would be easier once you're already here, once you already have a visa, because then it just requires changing the visa, which can take time. I know that in Limoges, when I first got there, I was on a student visa, and then I had to change it for the work visa. And the process itself took a few months, but once it's done, then it's easier to renew your working visa, after you're already in the working visa system. So EasyStart also has a lot of partnerships within the relocation space. So they have partnerships with real estate, with insurance companies, with banks, with Guarantee, which is really helpful if you don't live in France or don't have relatives in France. Then a lot of times when you get an apartment, you also have to have a guarantor, which is someone that can kind of cover you if you don't pay rent. But if you're foreign, you're because really you have to be French or have a French bank account in order to be a guarantor of someone in France. So these are all resources that they have as partners that can really help you kind of easily transition with the help of these partners. So yeah, I recommend that you use these resources and these experts that are really familiar with this French administration, kind of help guide you through the way. You're just going to be in the passenger seat, signing the documents and arriving in France, right to your apartments with the keys in hand. I really recommend letting them do all the difficult things, and then you just kind of skate by and then arrive in France. Oui, baguette. And I don't know why I said that, but it's true. You can focus more on just learning and improving your French. Yeah, I totally forgot. I haven't mentioned that yet, but the team itself is all multilingual. So you don't have to worry about translations or things getting lost in translation, because the team speaks French, English, some of them Spanish as well. So if you need help just kind of translating, or someone to be in contact with the landlord or anything like that, the team is also here to help with that. EasyStart has only been around for a few years, but they make the experience way more personable, whereas like these other bigger relocation companies are really just there for the services, but they don't go above and beyond to really accommodate your needs, whereas EasyStart is there every step of the way. They're there to handle A through Z by your side, whereas these other companies, they're just there for the check, they're there for the services, and then bye, thank you, ciao. Whereas EasyStart is much more of like a friendly basis. They're with you every step of the way, and they're really there to make your French dreams happen. Everyone on the team is super empathetic because they know exactly what you're going through, or can help at least try to relate and understand where you're coming from. They've all been there and done that before, so they're very understanding and are there to really help and listen and help guide you the best way that they can. I want to have un verre du vin avec vous dans un café ou sur une terrasse. I want to see you guys move to France. I've been living here for 11 years and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So if you want to come this way, we will welcome you here with open arms. So really, it's time to take that plunge. So with that being said, if you are interested in moving to France as a nomad, as a worker, as a student, someone who wants to retire in France, if you want to bring your whole family, why not? I really suggest looking into working with EasyStart. They are really a great partner to work with. Like I said, I really wish they were around when I first moved to France. If you are interested in setting up a meeting with the team at EasyStart directly, please mention Jordan Patrick as your reference points, because that way they know kind of where you came from and kind of what information has been shared with you. And if you want to schedule a meeting with me just as a question and answer, I can respond to any sort of question that you might have. I have this calendar that you can set up a meeting with me anytime during my day and kind of guide you in any direction you might want to go, before then pushing you to another team member to help kind of get your dossier, your folder ready to go. And I hope that your experience runs way smoother than mine did in the beginning. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. I just got back from Asia, so I'm going to have a video about the 5 countries that I visited during the month that I was there. So stay tuned for that, and à la prochaine. Ciao, ciao for now. Students, maybe a retiree. I don't know if that's how you say that. Through Instagram, I read kind of like a question in A. Gosh. Excuse me. I don't know where I left that off.